The Manhattan City Commission on Tuesday approved the first reading of an ordinance adopting the 2025 budget and mill rate, with the second and final reading taking place on September 17th. The $229.6 million budget and $4 mill increase passed by a narrow vote of 3-2, with Commissioners John Mata and Peter Opelt voting no. Mata has stated at several past budget meetings that he would not support that high of a mill levy increase, and on Thursday suggested not giving outside agencies any transient guest tax fund increases.
But in this budget, we have close to $400,000 in increases to outside agencies. I don't see how we give out 20% while we're doing all these cuts and raising taxes and everything else.
Commissioner Jamie Minton said she was comfortable with what was presented, with some extra rules in place for those outside agencies.
But I think anyone who is requesting money who doesn't work for the city, we have to put performance measurements around it and hold funding to that.
Tuesday also served as the public hearing for the budget, mill levy rate, and revenue neutral rate, where several citizens voiced their concerns over the mill levy rate and how the increase could drive them and others from the community. As mentioned, September 17th is the second reading of the 2025 budget and tax rate ordinance, with October 1st being the day the city certifies those documents with the county clerks. Riley County police officials on Tuesday said they're investigating an incident in which a woman was attacked near Aggieville last week. Police have not publicly identified the woman, but her father, Roger Hibbs, said in a written statement on Facebook over the weekend that the victim of the attack was his daughter, Kenna Hibbs of Norwich, which is a small town southwest of Wichita. Kenna is a student at K-State. Police said the initial report they received indicated that Kenna was found in the 800 block of Laramie as she was walking home from Aggieville in the early morning hours of last Friday. Police confirmed the victim had sustained injuries, but did not say the incident was an attack. Roger said his family believes his daughter was attacked with a blunt object and has 2 large cuts on her head, as well as skull fractures and bleeding in her brain. She was transported to the emergency room at Ascension Via Christi here in Manhattan, and then later to Stormont Vale in Topeka. When reached out to on Tuesday afternoon, Stormont officials were not immediately available to give an update on her status. News of the incident circulated throughout social media over the weekend, but RCPD said that, quote, based on the information available at the time, there is no evidence to suggest there is an ongoing threat to the public.
Good morning, I'm Troy Coverdale with your sports headlines. The first AP poll of the new college football season released yesterday. It saw K-State move up 1 spot in the rankings, now 17th in that AP ballot, following a 41-6 win over UT Martin Saturday. K-State is one of 5 Big 12 teams in the rankings, Utah at number 11, followed by Oklahoma State at 16. KU is at 19, and Arizona checks in at number 20. Florida State fell out of the poll after starting the season 0-2, becoming just the 3rd team to go from the preseason top 10 to unranked in the first regular season poll since rankings expanded to 25 in 1989. Georgia remained number 1, Ohio State at number 2, followed by Texas, Alabama, and Notre Dame. The game on Saturday for K-State was the first for a couple of tech changes: helmet-to-sideline communication and tablets to view video. Cats coach Chris Kleiman was a fan of the video change.
If it was a TV timeout and I know I've got 3+ minutes, Hank would come over and I'd say, hey, let me see the block punt. I want to see where we got it from. Let me see how they got behind us on the long play that was incomplete. Let me see what they did against this run for us. I was able to look at things a little bit and then jot my own notes, make sure I ask Rouse about this or make sure I ask Joe about this.
The Cats will utilize video and helmet-to-sideline communication once again on Saturday. They take the field against Tulane in New Orleans at 11 o'clock. Coverage on 101.5 K-Rock and News Radio KMAN begins that morning at 7 with PowerCat Game Day. Number 9 hitter Brian Ruggiero drove in 4. The Guardians dropped the Royals to a 7th straight loss last night. 7-1 the final as Kansas City was held to 2 runs or fewer for the 5th consecutive game. The teams will wrap up that series tonight at 6:40. Coverage on News Radio KMAN gets underway at 6. Have a great day. I'm Troy Coverdale.